Alright, boys. This is the Razer Raion. So far, this pad's pretty good. I gave it a fair chance. I played with it for roughly 2 weeks, non-stop. Whatever time I play Tekken time, it's, you know, Razer Raion time. And I'll admit, I had my ups and downs. Like, for real. I had ups and downs with this pad. I'm a big Razer fan. I have Razer this, I have Razer keyboard, I have a Black Widow, I have Razer fucking everything, right? Razer mouse pad. I've been Razer forever. I'm a big Razer fan. Alright, so me getting this pad meant a lot. It really did mean a lot. And it was definitely a fight for the controller. Fight as in, like, the way I learned the controller was really difficult. Right now, currently, I use the Hori Pokken controller. This is my current controller that I use in tournaments, big tournaments, every tournament. And not only just that, I'm a multi-peripheral player. I play keyboard, I play hitbox, I play mixed box, I play Kwamba Obsidian. I have a Hori back there somewhere. Out of all the peripherals I learned, this is probably the hardest. Why do I say that? The 8K is interesting, right? Because it's mechanic light switches on the D-pad. You have to really trust these angles that they gave you. Right here. So this is a real down forward. Me being how stubborn I am, I don't trust these as much, right? It's just like, I don't feel like I can trust it. It took me a while to like actually get the backdash down on this. The way to do it, you really gotta emphasize on the corners, right? And that's actually, let me just talk about the D-pad, right? The D-pad is really like, you gotta play from the edges for Tekken. I tried this out on Street Fighter. I had a really great time on it. But when I tried this on Tekken, it was very difficult, right? I needed to play right on the edges. Very hard to get around. So like when I'm backdashing right here, I had to go right at the end, right? When I go towards the middle, you get really mixed inputs, as you can see right here. Like you'll get some random mixed inputs if you go right in the middle, and it gets really stiff. So it is really similar to a hitbox in pad form. It's really, you have to be really precise on your movements in order to make this really work out for you, right? And it's times where I don't feel confident. I don't feel confident using a controller, but at the same time, I feel like having the precise movements allows me to do a lot of cool stuff, like instant wall running threes and stuff like that. But it took me a while, by the way, boys, to get that instant wall running on this pad. It was really hard. But regarding all the stuff, like, it's really cool. I get to have extra buttons. Like on the Hori pad, I don't have all the buttons like this one does. Like I have 2 top buttons and 3 face buttons. So there's an option in the bottom. You're actually able to change that. If you want bumpers, these are bumpers right here. If I just change the bottom right here, it'll use the front faces. But if you want to use extra buttons, you can just, you know, kind of thing. It's not too bad. There's tournament mode. You just press the 2 face buttons right here. And you can't press start or anything, so it is, you know, tournament viable, like ready, right? The buttons, I have no complaints about. These buttons are absolutely amazing. If anything, maybe push them up a little forward somehow. But besides that, like, they're really good. I see why people will like this of claw, but I'm not too sure with just a conventional way of playing. And this is where I go into the complaints. The top buttons right here, boys, I'm gonna show you something, all right? You see this? This is 0 effort, boys. What does this mean? This means that I have a higher probability of problems that can happen when I want to input it. I can miss a lot of inputs in this. So what does that mean? I'm going to pull a Pokken controller as a tester. If I were to tap the top, right, I want to get consistent inputs, right? Even if I go like this, you guys see my inputs. They're really consistent, right? Even this one, really consistent, right? Now if I get this pad, then I try the same thing. I get stuck. It feels like there's dead inputs. It's really difficult to get an input out. That's my one really big complaint about this. I want to be able to feel the top buttons shoot back up, because like it's really, as you can see right there, it's really thin. So even if you try to hit the edge, you have to really be confident hitting that edge. And that's why I said claw players will like it, because they will mainly play on only the face, but they want a rage chart, can really depend on it right here, which is not their main buttons. I want it more like a trigger, less than a touchscreen. Like my Pokken controller, right? There's a little leverage on top. I get really precise movements. Even for the PS4 controller, like I have right here, I feel no restraint. I can hit a lot of inputs. There's no feedback on these. But the buttons on the face, dude, these are game changer, dude. These buttons, I love. If I could put this on every controller, I would. These feel like home. And the D-pad, it takes a while. It takes a while to move good on this. But I recommend this controller for Tekken. It's possible to learn. It's gonna take a lot of discipline. I played it for 2 to 3 weeks already. I put a lot of effort into the controller. I had a lot of thoughts, had a lot of ups and downs, and I'll use it still, try to like really understand more about it. I feel like it's definitely learnable, like any controller, right? Like I like to believe that you can use any controller in this game. D-pad is kind of really rough. I think this controller will be really strong in Street Fighter. Getting your Shoryuken inputs will be really quick, right? It's really precise. Not bad. Razer, you did a really good job, dude. It's a little adjustment to the trigger, which won't be that much work, right? The tournament mode's genius. The face buttons are pretty damn good. Regarding the D-pad, maybe have a switch option. Maybe have a way to like swap it out with like, you know how people usually like the 4 directional, right? Maybe have a way to like swap it out. You know, the 8 is not bad. It's very rough. Again, like I said, in the middle, you get some random inputs from these 8-way controllers. The best advice is you have to use the edges of the controller in order to get the correct backdash and stuff like that. Kinimishima of it. This is where it gets a little complicated, right? I do have wave dashes. I do have it on regular pad. I do have a okay one. Now this. You can do it. It's possible. Let me try the other side. It's so stiff. I don't know if I can electric though. I can never electric. I can never electric in the first place. This is my regular pad right there. Like I got an okay wave dash. I don't have a good one. Would I recommend it to a Tekken player? I don't see why not. If you like Razer products, if you trust them with it, yeah, it's definitely a game changer. Definitely different. It's really that stiff. Like here's my pad right here. My actual like regular tournament pad. Here's the Razer pad. Here's the sound. Here's the mechanical. Down 4 is really, again, like, maybe I'll get better at this the more I play with it. It's kind of scary to like get used to this because like mentally when I was growing up we never had a directional. I never was able to play on one of these before. The reason I play on a Pokemon is because it feels the most similar to me regarding like a PS1 controller or something like that. It's my personal controller, and pressing down forward is really loose. That's why I kind of like it. Maybe like the cushion feel or whatever you're doing right here. It's very hard. You have to be really precise and really understand. Like, you're getting that low parry, right? Like, you need to really know what's coming out. I need to have more confidence in using these angles, these corners. That's the one thing I want, the one drawback I think I had on the controller, including the top buttons, because I do play the controller regular. When I was playing in claw form, when I was playing Asuka, it felt completely natural. It felt really fast, really easy to learn, right? Well, if you just play claw the whole time, yeah, I can play claw. But again, like, I have a problem with my hand where I can't stay playing claw for a long period of time. Like, as you can see right here, I'm gonna play claw Asuka right now. Like, it seems really precise, right? Like, it doesn't seem too bad. It does have keyboard-like feel to it. Overall, the control is very strong. I'd like to play with it probably for another few weeks. I'll give you guys another update on it. The face buttons and everything, it seems really solid. It seems really good. The D-pad, it takes some time to learn. It is possible to learn though. It's possible to use. Like, you need to have a lot of confidence, a lot of strength to like kind of push down. You gotta press really hard on it at first. And the top buttons are my only big complaint regarding it. Probably, really, it's actually pretty bad. Like, it's pretty bad feel to it. But the face buttons are really good. You gotta put enough power on it. I don't know if you hear that. Power on it, but you shouldn't be clicking on it. Cause if you click on it, it's gonna get stuck. But if you just tap it like this, it's enough weight, you can get it. How does texture on a controller feel? It feels like a keyboard. It feels like a mouse. You know the Death Adder? Like the same exact material, pretty much. Like, as you can see, right? It's pretty good. Hey Razer, if you happen to be watching this, I'd like to see this better top buttons and a chroma version. Maybe a firmware on your PC that could change it, so that way when you go to a PS4, it stays those colors. Immediately when I had it in my hands, it's definitely a unique feel to it. Really nice. If you play claw or regular claw, I think it's meant for claw. Like, it seemed like someone who developed it was learning it by claw. But for like a regular controller feel, very nice size. I want to say like a 4.3 out of 5, just because the top buttons need to get fixed. 4.3. The D-pad, it took a while to get used to. It's definitely really stiff. You need some fixing to it. I think that the controller is really solid though overall. Like, a very solid controller. I do recommend it to people who are trying to find a premium solution from the PS4 controller. I don't think these will break any moment. Like, the PS4 controller, we know that it has problems. We know that it breaks. We know that it has the back problem, right? The micro USB problems. Like a lot of different issues with the PS4 controller, right? I wanted something wired, a wired solution. This is not a bad solution, boys.